Real grit. Let's get to it.
Right now, I've got Wyatt Reed and Jon Coleman. I'll tell you what, this is like a brotherhood in partnerships. It is a wonderful story about how two guys got connected, what they're doing from an owner finance standpoint, and how they're helping folks get their first deal in real estate. Coming right up, Wyatt Reed, Jon Coleman. Wyatt Reed, Jon Coleman. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm glad you're both here. How are you guys?
Doing great, man. How about you?
I'm terrific. Thanks. Well, thanks for taking the time to connect. Listen, we all got started someplace in real estate. How in the world did you guys get started?
We got a pretty good story, man.
Yeah.
We've been in real estate for about 4 years, individually, but together we've been about 2 years.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years now.
And I was doing real estate investing and he was on the retail side, and we just kind of connected over Facebook. He had a deal that he was going to look at. It was a tiny home community. And so I rode along with him and man, we've been friends ever since.
Is that right? Yeah. Well, if you can't bond over tiny home communities, I don't know what you can bond over, right?
Right. Yeah, that was good. It was good.
So you guys got connected then as partners, and then what does that look like? What do you guys do?
Right. So we started off wanting to do like a nationwide wholesaling company, and we quickly realized how tough that was going to be. And then we kind of just been tweaking our structure ever since. We do wholesaling and we do creative financing. We've got a couple of storage facilities. So altogether, I think we have around 168 doors.
Yeah. And our main bread and butter, though, is seller financing single family homes.
Seller financing single family homes. Well, let's go down that. Talk to me about marketing to those folks. Is there something that you do that's unique in the sense of, I just want people who are free and clear, whatever it may be. And then we'll go down that rabbit hole of what you do after you get a seller finance deal. Just talk to me on the marketing side and getting a list. Yeah.
So we started off, we were texting, doing ringless voicemail, things like that. And then it quickly got to, there are more rules and regulations coming in every day on that stuff. So it quickly become more of an IT job than it did an actual marketing job. And so we've transitioned everything to REI print mail. And we've got a really great relationship with those guys. And then we just give them our criteria. So we're more volume than anything. We don't do really niche list. So we pull high equity list and we pull landlord and vacant lists and hit those across cities.
Right.
Multiple cities. Are they close to you or are you kind of spread out?
They're all within about a 30-minute drive.
All within driving distance.
Right.
Okay, got it. All right, so very focused on mail, and then certainly you get some people who, does your mail piece talk about seller finance?
No.
Just motivated seller. Yep.
Right. So we do seller finance on the end. Which we've done sandwich deals before where we got seller financing on both ends, but primarily we buy these properties and then using the BRRRR method, we leverage other people's money and then.
Got it. All right. No, totally got it. So it's not creative finance on the front side. It's seller finance on the back side when it goes out the door to somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Clear. Sounds good. Well, it goes out to the door to somebody else. So let's talk about that. The ability to market to find somebody who, wants to buy on contract, with your seller financing. What do you do from a marketing standpoint there?
Primarily Facebook Marketplace. We put it out on Facebook Marketplace, with the price, the terms, the monthly payment, interest rate, asking price, all of that. And that's really the only place that we market them.
Got it. And so average sales price, it looks like what for you guys?
I would say our average is probably around $175,000.
Got it. Are you, before you go out and sell these things, you clean them up? They look pretty? They all over the board?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it depends. We do, we don't say we'll have
that look and laugh tells me there's a story there. You have totally sold some dumpsters, haven't you?
Yeah. We try to primarily purchase mainly turnkey, just cosmetics. We don't try to mess with anything with major issues like foundations or needing a roof, HVAC. We have done that. He's bought a couple where he had to put an HVAC in them. But myself personally, all of mine have been for the most part turnkey. Maybe they need flooring, paint, things of that nature. But we do have a couple that we just purchased, that we're kind of testing the waters with, but we got them at a really good deal. Well, and, we were actually able to get the owner carry to us on these two as a package, so we bought those for $45,000 with 10% down. So after closing, our principal on that one was $35,000. Our monthly payment on both of those houses together is $276. And one of them we're going to turn around and it needs the least work of the two. But we're going to turn around and seller finance it for $130,000. So that's going to be a really nice spread on it.
Yep.
And then the other one, it needs some work. It needs some love, man.
Yep.
So we'll probably try to get around 70 to 80 out of it and see how it goes. It's going to be more of a live-in flip type deal.
Sure. All right. So the first one's going out the door at about $130,000.
Yeah.
Down payment's going to be what?
Down payment on that one will be $13,000.
$13,000. All right. So 10% down. And then what kind of rate terms does it look like?
Our minimum interest rate is 10%. So we typically go 10 to 12%, depending on what our interest rate is at the time whenever we purchase. So this one will go 10%. And we try to keep it 20 to 30 years. We don't like going over 30 years.
Sure.
That's pretty much our max. And we like to keep it down around 20 if possible. But, depending on the individual, we'd be willing to go up to 30.
Yeah. The shorter amortization, the better, right?
Right.
Get that money coming back. Yeah. Much faster. Okay.
It's been pretty good though, because our average net cash flow is $742 a month.
Incredible.
So,
yeah.
The biggest challenge for you guys, finding properties to buy or finding buyers to sell them to?
I would say properties to buy.
Yeah, definitely. We're getting our marketing in and deals are coming in, but we have a ton of buyers that have reached out to us and they're wanting houses, and these people are, a lot of them aren't able to just go to the bank. So it's been pretty good for us.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're unbankable for one reason or another. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you had, is there a process? Is there a system to get these people to pay off at some point, or you really just let them pay me off in 20 years?
Yeah. It just depends on the individual.
Sure.
We don't mind going up to 20 years. Because, the longer it takes them to pay off the loan, the more money we're going to make on interest. So we do have a clause in our contract where they cannot pay off in less than 5 years. And if they do, they still owe us the interest for that 5 years. So, and that just kind of protects us, because at the end of the day, we're doing it to make money. We're trying to help these people, but we've got to make money in the process. But yeah, we've got some that they're making extra payments every month to where they're probably going to pay their property off in less than 10 years.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah, they've got money, just not the credit to be able to go get that loan on a traditional sense, right?
Yeah, we're not too worried about getting our money back as quick as possible, because we're using the BRRRR method. So we have a down payment down on it, and it's like 10% most of the time, and we're able to get that out of the refinance. So we're not struggling to try to get our money back. Quick.
And our average spread, which, Wyatt and I, we have our own companies and we have our companies together. So we buy, these type of deals inside our company together, and then we buy them outside in our individual companies as well. Yep. And, my spread, I like to keep mine personally at $70,000 between what I purchase it at and what I sell it to a tenant buyer at, where he's a little bit more lenient. He'll go down to around 40.
Yeah.
So
$70,000. Is that purchase to purchase, or you're including some of the payments in there?
No, that's purchase to purchase. So if I purchase a house, I'm all in at $100,000, then I want to be able to at least sell it to a tenant buyer for $170,000.
Where are you guys at in the world?
North Alabama. We're right outside.
Don't tell me, because I might be doing business there. Yeah, those are killer spreads, man.
Be. Huntsville, Alabama's a hot market, man.
It's a killer. Those are killer spreads. Yeah. No. Incredible. What makes, I'm curious, I've seen a lot of partners, see a lot of people work super well, seen partnerships, fall apart, get destroyed, whatever. What makes you two work well together?
Our wives think we're married, man. They all the time. But no, we have a great system. I mean, we're best friends. We talk to each other every day, all the time. And, we have owner meetings every month where we get away from the office. We get away from the houses, the kids and the wives. And we're just like, hey, are you, the first 10 to 15 minutes are you happy with what we're doing? Is there anything that, or is there any stress or anything like that's going on between us? Are we still good? And then we get into the business and what's going on with the business and things like that. But we do check-ins quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a marriage. You got to hold each other accountable, and you need to let each other know if you have any issues. Yeah. So
I like that ability to have open and honest communication and have these, call them owner meetings. I call it a pulse check, right? To see, hey, how are we doing? I'm not talking about the business. How are we doing?
Right.
That is critical. It's a big deal.
And we're good at, we're really good at having hard conversations.
Yeah.
They're really not hard conversations for us. If one of us is doing something the other one don't like, then we're very open and honest about it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have some heated discussions throughout the day. Our wives work with us in our company, and they're just like, they look at it like we're just full blown going at it. But for us, it's just another discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ability to communicate and be on the same wavelength. Other external folks won't understand it. And you guys like, no, this is how we roll. There's no problem. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Talk to me about your team structure. You've got your wives there, but so what does that look like? Who else is involved in the organization?
Right. So really the only other guy we've got is an acquisitions guy for the real estate company. Mm-hmm. So we've got an acquisitions guy. Jon handles a lot of the dispositions. We raise capital together. I handle all the marketing and lead generation stuff, but we have a VA that takes all the inbound calls and everything like that. So we're pretty much out of the real estate company as far as like the day-to-day grind. Mm-hmm. But that's where we're at. I mean, the only other guy we got in the office is a marketing guy or a videographer who does all of our coaching videos.
Yeah, and that's actually my son.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You got the whole family involved, don't you?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they get paid more than we do.
Tell me about the culture. How do you keep it together? What's the culture like with everybody?
Right. Man, it's just conversation. I mean, we have meetings every Monday and Friday, but we're always together. We hang out. I mean, and when we're not, here, we're hanging out at each other's houses too. I mean, it's great. And our acquisitions guy, he's the same way. He's at our house. We do Bible study together. We have 2 Bible studies right now that we do during the week at the office with some of our students and employees and families. And then we also do church on Wednesday nights together. And I mean, it's just like a big family. We don't always, see eye to eye, but we always are open and communicate and try to get on the same page.
It's cool how tight knit that is. If somebody was to come in, the next hire to come into your business, what are they going to have to look like? What personality traits, what are your non-negotiables for somebody to come in and come into this family, if you will, this business? What would that have to be like?
We've already got somebody in mind actually that we're fixing to, hopefully towards the middle of the year, towards the end of the year, we'll start bringing them on. A good thing about what we do in the consulting side of things is we help people, get their first deal as far as beginners go. And then we help other people as far as the mastermind goes, set systems and processes in place and start scaling their business. The good thing about that is it puts us in contact with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
And, we have those 1 to 2 that come in just fired up, ready to go with the same principles, same, beliefs and understandings as we do. And we're quick to start, we help them in any way possible, but then we start to have other conversations with them about, coming up and working with us.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I guess you're probably also talking about core values as far as what we're looking at whenever hiring a person. Main thing is, we don't do shady business. I mean, there in no way, shape, form, or fashion are we going to lie or try to deceive somebody in order to get a deal,
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. No, that's terrific. Tell me what's one little known tool, trick, or habit, maybe your core habit that you possess that largely attributes to both of your successes?
Oh man, our relationship with God, I would say.
For sure.
We've been through a lot in the past 4 years, and a whole lot of it has been the two that we've been together. And so we've grown closer together, but we've also grown closer to God, and we attribute all our success to that, man.
Tell me, in the last 4 years, what's been the most challenging thing you've had to go through in your journey to this point?
You really want to go down that rabbit hole?
Yeah. Well, hey, the show's called Real Grit for a reason. So I want to
know. I think entrepreneurs have an issue with the "oh shiny" syndrome. A lot of them do, but if they can line that up and get it taken care of, man, they can be so successful. And we struggle with that. And we bought a bar and grill when we first got together. And
the problem is where we bought it. We bought it in a town with the population of 600 to 1,000.
Yeah, it was. But we should
regular customers there.
Well, yeah, it was regular customers. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it would have been successful. The bar had been open for 45 years. So, I mean, that'll tell you something, you know.
Yep.
Well, we had some issues and some things that were unforeseen after we bought it. Like he said, we were making money the first few months, and then some things happened outside of our control. And then it was like a light switch, and we were floating it with our real estate company at the time, and then it just got so bad that we shut it down within 8 months of owning it. So
it got to the end. We were losing about $12,000 to $15,000 a month. Before we finally shut it down. And the reason we had to shut it down was because somebody had opened up a bar right across the street from us and pretty much took all of our business. New and shiny. And they decided to jump ship, and it got to the point where we were losing way more.
Didn't work. Yeah. Right. Number one takeaway from that experience was what?
Well, number one takeaway is stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're good at, but for us, it would just be, like I said, we try to be men of God. We try to live our lives in a way that he would see as righteous. And I don't think owning a bar is part of that.
It wasn't. Yeah, we lied to ourselves a lot about it when we first, went to buy it, all the good that we could have done with the profits, and never happened. And I think it was just a little, knock back down to earth,
Yeah.
Positive experience at the end of the day?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm glad, honestly, that we suffered that loss, which we're still suffering that loss. We're losing $5,000 a month on this place still, just with it just sitting there empty. Our goal, this year, the first quarter, is to get a new roof put on it and either get it leased out or sell it.
Yeah, move it along.
Right.
Got it. Let's do this. I want to move on to the last segment, what I call 4-4 impact. Your favorite quote: "If it was easy, everybody do it." What about that resonates with you guys most?
I think we say it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time something's not going our way, hey, if it was easy, everybody do it.
Yeah. We get to hang out with our friends and do what we absolutely love, even when it's hard. And that's not something that everybody gets to do, and we enjoy it, but we don't take it for granted.
Yeah. He called me this morning, man, when I was on my walk. And that's the thing, every morning I'm thanking God for the ability to be able to do what I want to do, every day. And not just real estate, but, the fact that I get to get up and see my kids off to school, have some alone time with my wife. My wife and I, we get up and we go walking every morning together after the kids are going to school, before I come into the office. When I was on my walk this morning, my wife wasn't feeling great, so I was by myself, and Wyatt called me. He said, "The first thing I want to do is just a moment of gratification. I'm so happy that we get to do, what we do every day without having to go to a 9 to 5. And then he said, and you can fill in that part.
Yeah. I got a call this morning. We turned the water on to one of our rental properties, and the house flooded pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it happens. I mean, those things happen, man.
Yeah. Apparently, one of the, because we had some bad weather, some really below freezing weather for a couple of weeks straight back around Christmas time. And he had bought this property right before Christmas, and the utilities were off. Well, apparently there was still some water in the lines at that time, so the pipes busted. And then when he turned the water on, he found that out real quick.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think holds most investors back from hitting their personal next level?
Fear.
Fear of what? What do you think that is?
I would say the fear of failure.
Yeah,
man, fear of the unknown and fear of failure.
People are scared to take that risk.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to fail, you're going to fail a lot, but that's the whole point. That's part of learning and growing. Without that failure, you can't grow.
Yeah. The ability to fail forward.
Yep.
Outside of real estate, what are you guys most passionate about?
God.
Yeah.
That
was a gimme, wasn't it?
Yeah. We've got visions that align and visions, that of things that we're going to do. I'm fixing to step on an international missions board and start doing that. I mean, he's got plans to help, his pastors pay for his church and other things on top of all of that. And that's just something that also connects us as well.
Yeah. Yeah. We try to put as much time into God as we do our business. We try to make it 50-50.
What's your favorite way to make an impact in the community?
It's been for me, it's been the helping people get into real estate. I mean, I get so much fulfillment from that. Like I said, I don't talk about it much on podcasts, but we have a beginner's course there where we help people get their first deal. And then we have a mastermind where we help, investors that are already doing it, that are working in the day-to-day, put systems and processes in place to where, they can get out of that grind and start working on the business instead of in the business. And so every little tick or thing that they come up with, or deal closed, or, when a newbie starts to understand ARV and how to find it, and they start getting good, and it makes me so happy and so proud to be a part of that journey.
That's pretty cool. It's knowing that you get watching and knowing that you see what you've done contributes and changes somebody's life and their legacy. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, see, we just this year we launched Real Grit Vault, a collection of resources available to all of our listeners. It's available at www.realgritvault.com. And I understand you guys have a contribution to the vault here today.
Yeah, we have a workbook. Like I said, we just launched a beginner's course. And so I've put together a workbook that kind of outlines the structure for new beginners on how to start working on a real estate investing business. It's super easy, made up of a bunch of small wins that you can do, write notes in and things like that. So definitely be happy to share that with everybody.
No, that's terrific. I appreciate that contribution. You guys can pick that up at www.realgritvault.com. Why, Jon, I really appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your story. It's fun to hear about, how two people in this business ended up connecting. And I don't often hear it. I think you, for sure, you're the first ones to tell me you guys are best friends. You love hanging out, love doing stuff together. People just oftentimes come do business and they leave, and they don't interact past that, right, if you will. Yeah. But it's incredible. And your connection really with business, yes, but your spirituality, your connection, with each other through God, and knowing that there was probably a bigger hand at play for allowing you two to be connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we appreciate you having us on. But yeah, that is one question that we do get a lot is partnership. And people always ask us, how does your partnership work? Because they've had failed partnerships. So if anybody has any questions at all about partnerships and how you should establish a partnership, we're definitely happy to answer any of those questions.
I think that's wonderful. So for people who want to find it, they want to connect with it, they want to follow you, where can they go? What should they do?
Right. So I got you a link for our consulting company at Main Street Academy Inc. So we're on Main Street in Ardmore, and that's where we're at.
That's perfect. We'll make sure we get the link in the show notes below. Awesome. Guys, I appreciate you taking the time to connect up. This has been great.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. For everybody here at Real Grit, I'm Neil Timmins, reminding you that real estate requires real grit. See you next time.